here's a little over. Here's a little overview of what we're going to talk about. First, I will give some welcomes and some intros. We're going to talk a little bit about the concept of convention versus competition. We are also going to share a video presentation of the convention experience, including our team leader, Jen Hunter and Deanna Sargent, kind of taking us through the Hilton, the ESPCC. We're going to talk a little bit about convention prep. Then we are going to go to our illustrious chair of the regional convention and the competition coordinator and have them talk a little bit about what is involved in the convention schedule, the competition schedule, brief overview of what you might see when you're sitting in the competition venue with the judging panel and the official panel liaison, as well as, and then we're going to go to conclusions and comments. Next slide. And so, first of all, I really want to welcome all the newbies. If you're, and I can't see you all, but if you are going to convention for the first time, raise your hands. So congratulations, welcome. What this is designed to do is really just give you an overview. And one of the comments, we asked if people had any questions, and people are excited, but they're also a little nervous. What to expect. How do I get to what is the ESPCC? How do I get there? What is the schedule of the weekend like? And then we throw all these acronyms at you. And that is hopefully by the end of the session today, you'll have a better understanding. We throw things out. We have this language that we speak. CRC, CC, CCLs, AEBs, ACs, OPLs, APLs. Hopefully after today, some of this will make a lot more sense to you, and you'll at least know where to go to get the information and clarification on some of these acronyms. And also, when you see us at convention, you know who we are and the job that we're doing. And when Jeannie Visito is telling you to shush, you'll know why. First of all, some of the people that are not involved today, the RMT, the EVC, and some of the RCC. So the RMT, just like within your chorus, there is a regional management team. And of this regional management team, there's several individuals who are present today. I am the membership coordinator, Evelyn Langenstein, and we have the communications coordinator, Deb Saki. We have the marketing coordinator, Alexis DiPergia Norelli, and who you will also see via video is the team leader, Jen Hunter, and Deanna Sargent, who is our EVC or events coordinator. We are going to hear from our CRC and CC, who are the chair of the regional convention, as well as the competition coordinator. I would like to spend going down to the convention versus the competition. I think oftentimes, and Laura Paglione really brought this to my attention and reinforced it, that oftentimes we get the terms confused, convention versus a competition. The competition is part of the convention. The convention, the goal of the weekend really goes beyond having a contest. Yes, the contest is a huge portion of the weekend. But when you look at the planned activities, the schedule of activities, there's much more than just the contest. Yes, like I said, the contest is an opportunity to get feedback, but just as or as important is the ability to share this with each other, to cheer each other on, to cheer on the quartets, to celebrate our achievements, and honestly, to have fun. Because if this needs to be fun, right, Barbara? So I challenge you all that are going there for the first time. Meet someone new, introduce yourself to someone new, learn a tag, participate, but I would say introduce yourself, set yourself one goal, and whether that's introducing yourself to someone you don't know, learning a tag. There is great camaraderie from being in one hotel. And I would also suggest to those of you that are new, who have never competed before with Region 15, if you are not competing in a quartet, I would really recommend that you go over, if you get there in time, and watch some of the contest so that you can see that venue in person for the first, that you're not seeing it for the first time when you're walking on stage. And I talked about convention versus competition. The competition, and Jeannie Vecito will be talking about that, takes place at the ESPCC. And it has taken me many years.
Yay. And what do all of those letters stand for, Evelyn?
Well, it has taken, and I often have to look that up, and we're going to have a discussion about that later and identify all these, but it is the Empire State Plaza Convention Center. Was I right, Barb? Okay. So that is where the contest takes place, the boutique, the food vendors, the Hilton. Most of the other activities take place at the Hilton Hotel. Now, what have you received to date, your activity to date? Everyone has received or has access to the convention handbook. Shortly available will be the convention handbook supplement. Yes, Barb?
Not everybody actually receives the initial convention handbook. That goes to the chorus CCLs and CAL individuals, perhaps quartet contacts as well, but that does not necessarily go to everybody. The supplement, however, that will be released this weekend will go to every member.
Barbara, true though that they don't get it, but it is available on the Region 15 members only website under documents, regional 2025 convention.
I stand corrected in that it is available online.
Okay. I just don't make yourself crazy. Just know that it's there. Take a look at it. There is great information, and a lot of time is spent on this document, and most of your questions can be answered between these two documents. Let's see so without further ado, next slide, please, Alexis, is our regional management team leader and events coordinators video of the convention experience through their eyes, period.
Is there sound with this?
We're not getting audio out.
Alexis, no audio.
She may have to unmute.
Hold, please. I will fix it. Thank you. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. That's not it. Bum, 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 bum. Audio. Settings. Thank you for listening to me home while I figure out the audio sharing. Advanced. That's not it.
Musical interlude.
I can hear you, but still nothing on the video.
Yep, because the video's not playing yet. I'm just
Gotcha.
talking to you so you know things are happening.
Thank you, dear.
Video share screen. Share, 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 share. That's all correct. Audio. Audio, that's correct.
This would be a really good time to follow Deb's advice and update your Zoom name and the course you belong to while we are waiting for the lovely Alexis to fix our audio visual.
You're too kind.
Alexis, is it when you actually share, you share with computer audio?
That's what I'm trying to find that. I'm trying to
might
find
have
a little-
You may have to stop sharing and reshare with computer audio.
Oh, hold please. Thank you, love. Stop share. Share sound. Hiding right there. Excellent. Okay.
And you may have to turn up the volume because I know it was pretty
Car
low.
there, coming into the Hilton.
You hear that?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, I will restart it. Excellent. Thank you for your patience with me today. My brain is apparently not as attached to my body as I would like. Okay. Take two. Come back. For the very first time, I swear. Here comes the video.
Hi there, Region 15.
Hello.
I'm Jen Hunter, your Regional Management Team Coordinator.
And I'm Deanna Sargent, the events coordinator.
And we are here near the Hilton to tell you more about contests this year. And you're new, so we're trying to help you out. Let's go.
Hi, everyone. There's a parking garage right behind me, just connected to the Hilton. So you're going to want to park your car there. Coming into the Hilton. Thank you.
Welcome to the Hilton. Rooms will be ready at the check-in time of 4 p.m. A secure location has been set aside so you can store your luggage if you need to. If you have the Hilton Honors app, you can be notified when your room is ready and register at that time.
So we're getting ready to go downstairs to where some of our rehearsal spaces will be. Check out the space in B first.
The meeting rooms are usually on this level. And I would plan ahead of time if you have to go to rehearsal down on this level because the elevators get really, really packed and you don't want to be late to your rehearsal.
Really busy. Governor's Ballroom. Could be a rehearsal space. So this is, yeah, pretty typical space for a chorus room. So those spaces that we just showed you, they will be opened up, and that's where we'll have our banquet on Saturday night, or the Show of Champions, if you will. Yes.
Yeah, it's a great event where we have a buffet dinner. A lot of choruses all sit together. There's a bar. There are wonderful desserts. Our regional awards are given out at that event. And usually our winning choruses and quartets also do some singing. It's not to be missed. And often afterwards, when it's all over, people hang out in this lobby area and do some tag singing.
Lots of fun. Don't miss it. Just going to show you the stairs. If you don't want to take the elevator, you can do the stairs here to go back up.
One thing to keep in mind, there's really no way to get from the rooms upstairs all the way down to B by using stairs. How do I know this? Because I've tried it, and I've often ended up like in a weird kitchen area. Also, one time I ended out on the street. This is not a joke. Seriously, I wish there were a way to get directly here from your rooms just going down the stairs. Learn from my mistakes. You're just gonna have to take the elevator. Sorry.
One of the things we wanted to talk to you about was how we sometimes start or end, or maybe start and end the weekend with singing together.
And what is that called?
So it's called the Mass Sing. You will want to brush up on your regional songs. So learn them, and then you'll be prepared to sing them together, all together at the Mass Sing.
That's what Mass Sing means. Don't miss it.
The pattern is a time-specific schedule we follow to get from the hotel onto stage on time.
So if you are in a chorus, make sure you pay attention to what time you need to be down at the lobby. Some choruses meet elsewhere first and go to the lobby together, while other people just meet downstairs by taking the elevator. Don't arrive too early, because if you do, a chorus may already be down here getting ready to go. They might be warming up or getting in the zone, so please give them some space. From here, you'll go directly onto the bus.
Which will be right out there, pretty close to where that white van is right now.
Yep. We're outside right now, right around where the buses will be. Now, buses usually either are for competitors or they are for people who are members of the audience. Each of the buses will have signs on it. They will not let you on there unless you have your AEB, don't forget it. And if you are competing, you can only go on competing buses. Your personally chartered bus will go through the Empire State Plaza, and you will end up here at the Egg. You may need to sit here for a little bit until our convention volunteer tells you that it's ready to get off the bus. Watch your step. You'll see another convention volunteer inside. And you might wait a few minutes in order to stay in the pattern. If you have someone who's coming just to watch the event or wants to go to the bazaar and boutique downstairs, you can take the escalator. But performers and competitors only should be going into one of these two elevators.
These elevators are run by the convention center workers only, and they will bring you downstairs to the next part of the pattern.
So we get off the elevators. Usually we're here, we're very quiet, we're just doing probably some deep breathing.
When told to do so, you'll go down the hallway into the warm-up room. The warm-up room will have a mirror, a bathroom will be available, and the chorus will have its last chance to sing anything before stage.
Warm-up room, there will be somebody here at the door telling you that your 10 minutes starts, and they're pretty much on schedule. Come out of the room.
We usually walk single file. I don't know if everybody does this.
Yep,
but
usually. Okay. Sometimes we're lined up in this little space for a little bit, depending on the size of the chorus. You might be backed up in this hallway for a little bit. I think this room on the left is where the judges hang out. We're usually lined up here against the cement wall while we wait.
And you may hear the chorus or quartet before you performing while you're staying here.
But we're pretty quiet back here. No talking.
Absolutely no talking. And there'll be tons of signs saying no talking.
Yep.
And it's really, really hard for me.
This space, this long hallway, you will go down before you go on stage, right?
No talking. Don't touch anything. Usually from here, you're gonna get on stage pretty soon. Some people who are doing the AV will be right over here.
There'll be a table set up
Jeannie
right there.
will be here, and the MC will probably be here. And pretty soon you're about ready to go on stage, and it'll be kind of like this. And there'll be some curtains here that you'll walk through. And then when you're done, you will exit that way.
Usually there's 4 snaps of the lights or whatever.
There'll be pictures taken on stage while you're still on the risers.
Yeah.
And your director can tell you more about that.
Yep. If you look straight back, the judges will be right down here, roughly somewhere in front of this square line here.
Up on a platform.
Yeah.
And they'll be either writing when you come in and not looking at you, or they'll be looking at you and smiling and ready for you to share your music with them.
As a newbie, I'll never forget the first time that the lights shone. You probably won't be able to see out into the audience, so it's helpful, I think, to know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so these are the steps as you go into the convention center. Usually what happens is if you get stuck outside during a performance, there's usually a TV set up. You'll be able to stand there and watch, wait until the doors open again for you to go back in. So typically this is where the tables will be set up. The host chorus will be selling raffles. Usually there's a couple tables here. Right behind me over here is where we typically would have some sort of vendor come in with maybe some sandwiches or possibly beverages, that kind of thing that we'll be selling. Back over this way is the escalators to go back upstairs. When you catch the bus at the end of the day, there'll be buses up there waiting to take you back over to the Hilton.
I'm glad we left, I'm glad we loved, I'm glad we sang all we sang. Today, how we sang today. We are Region 15, and we are Sweet Adelines.
Congratulations, ladies. That was really well done.
Thank you to Jen and to Deanna. I think they gave us a good overview visually of what convention competition, and now to give us more specifics. And we'll have questions after the CC and the CRC talk to you all. First of all, the chair of the regional convention, CRC. So the next, we can go to this, we don't really need to go to the slides. It's Barbara Wright, and Barbara Wright oversees all convention activities. Welcome, Barbara. And she's going to do a little presentation, and then we'll have some questions and answers that she can provide.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, this is really me, and I really only have hair this color. You'll get to see Jean in a minute, and hers is very red. Mine is very white. You'll find both of us backstage for almost every minute of the contest, but my job is all encompassing. So there are days during the contest convention week when I am at the Hilton. There are moments when I am at the ESPCC. I may be working with Jean I may be working with hotel staff. I may be working with busing staff. There are a lot of things that get done under my watch. We need to take more time, I guess, to talk about what the convention really is. For many of you, as Evelyn said earlier, it's contest week, and I understand and appreciate that it's contest week. I compete as well, but there is much more to convention than the contest alone. We try to put together a program that allows all of the regional members to interact and mingle and get to know one another and celebrate what it is that we do that is, as you guys are well aware, pretty specific in the world of art. So this is a great opportunity to meet people from other choruses, to meet people from other regions, in other areas of this region, geographic areas. For example, right now there's about 5 feet of snow on the ground on my lawn, and I'm guessing that Jean has snow, but it's probably not 5 feet. So it's fun to have those conversations and figure out what everybody is doing and how everybody's doing it. This is a great opportunity to do that as well. On Wednesday afternoon and evening, the convention team, which is the group of individuals without whom this convention would not be possible, get together and we talk about all of the things that we need to get done or the activities that are happening on the schedule for the weekend. And that starts for us on Wednesday afternoon. So anybody who is a regional convention committee member is already on site on Wednesday afternoon. So we start that on Wednesday evening, but then on Thursday, things really start to happen for us in a much more intense way. In fact, Jean Visito, the contest coordinator, will be at the convention center setting up all of the parameters for the contest. She is the person who is the most knowledgeable and responsible for getting a contest off in the right direction, following all the rules that the organization sets forth for our contest. While she's there, I will be at the Hilton meeting with all sorts of different contractors to take care of the weekend. I will be meeting with hotel contractors, with busing contractors, with catering contractors. The things that go into making up your convention are vast and complicated. And that's where I start on Thursday morning, and I generally am in meetings all day. But the people that are on the convention committee are all out already doing their specific jobs relative to whatever they need to do to make your convention a success. And I just want to talk to you for just a minute about who those people are and how they do what they do. We have a coordinator who is contacting and running the busing program for you. It's the way that individuals get from the Hilton Hotel to the convention center. That busing program allows us to drive right up onto the convention plaza, which is something that no other organization is ever allowed to do. It's controlled by the state police, and we have a busing individual, Megan Benner, who takes care of all of that busing for you. So if you get on a bus that weekend, you can thank Megan for doing her job. We have an individual who is in charge of all of the registration and making sure that everybody who is registered for an all events badge or for the contest as a guest gets what they need and gets ticketed and into the event center. There is an individual who manages all of the housing information and takes rooming requests and assigns all of the hotel rooms for anybody that is staying at the hotel that weekend in our convention venue. We have an individual who is handling only facility catering. Any of the food that you see or that you might have an opportunity to consume, whether it's at the Hilton Hotel or it's at the event center, is managed by that individual. There's an individual who puts together the program that you're going to get, that you're going to see for the weekend. I'm going to leave Jean to last. There is an individual who happens to be Evelyn Langenstein, who coordinates with all of the international judges that are coming in for the weekend, making sure that they have what they need, making sure that they get to where they need to be on time, and anything else that they might require. And we have an individual who is solely responsible for the awards that you're going to get or receive for that weekend. So this is not something that I do alone. It is not something that I can do alone. There are a lot of people who are involved in making the convention successful for you. Jean, I left you till last because I know that you're going to have a separate section here, but Jean Vecito is critical to the success of the weekend. As I said, Jean is the contest coordinator and basically runs everything that happens over on stage at the event center. So there are a lot of things that I do. For example, you know, we're involved in contracting for these events. This is the contract with the Hilton Hotel. And this alone is just one contract with one provider for us. So all of that gets done well ahead of time so that when you come in on Friday, things are ready for you to have a good time. And that's what we want. We want you to enjoy yourselves. There's no question that you can ask any one of us that we haven't heard before and haven't answered. Which brings me to this. Any convention committee member that you see for the weekend is wearing a lanyard that says convention committee. Looks like this. If you have a question, you have a problem, you need to talk to somebody about something, find one of these people and they will either give you an answer, they will find the answer, or they will certainly help you deal with whatever your issue might be. We're well marked and we're happy to help you do anything that you need done. I guess anything that's legal anyway. The other stuff you have to find somebody else to help you with. I have just a couple of notes, and I'm going to then turn it over to Jean because I think our main thing will be questions from you. Yeah.
Don't necessarily turn it over to her because I want to ask.
Okay.
I want to do
All right.
questions in between.
Got it. There are a couple of notes that I want to share with you this year. That's information that nobody has yet in the region. And that would be that we are certainly concerned that weather may be an issue for us because we are so early in the convention and contest season this year. So we've made some plans to help you stay warm. One would be if you feel like you need to wear an overcoat or an outerwear coat to the convention center while you're on the bus and getting ready to take the stage, you can do so. We're going to have a spot backstage where your coats can be dropped and they'll be collected and moved for you so that while you're on stage, you don't have to worry about that, but you can stay warm. And along that same vein, while this is not something you'd be familiar with necessarily, we are going to stage people inside at the conclusion of these contests so that you can stay warm while waiting for buses. So you won't have to congregate outside where it may be cold and snowing, might be 80 degrees. We don't know, but we are making some special arrangements so that nobody has to be cold outside. You go from inside to a bus to inside. Those are notes that I wanted to make for you. We can talk about convention schedule, Ev, if you need to do that. Whatever you want to do in terms of the rest of this conversation, Evelyn, is up to you.
I would like to talk a little bit about the Hilton check-in and the food offerings at the Hilton, as well as the ESPCC and photos, just some of the things that happen.
Sure.
The mass sing, you know.
Oh, mass sing. I'm glad you brought that up. Again, we're talking about weather and the fact that we don't know and can't predict what the weather is going to be this year. Normally, we do have a mass sing that is scheduled before the quartet contest. It is usually held outside. This year, that is not going to happen. What we've done is we have made arrangements with the mayor's office, who will come in and they'll read this great proclamation for us. They're going to come in and actually do that from the ESPCC stage this year. So what we'd like to do is anybody that would normally be joining us early for the mass sing, come right on over to the convention center a little bit early. We'll open the doors at 11:30. Quartet contest is starting right at noon. So at 11:45, the mayor will read the proclamation. We will sing 1 or 2 songs together, and that will happen before the start of the actual quartet contest. So again, no pre-contest mass sing outside. It will be inside. It will be inside the convention center arena. So come on in early, get your seat, and get ready to sing before anybody sings another note. It will be, in fact, mass sing with all members. So that is how we're handling the mass sing early in the conventions program. The mass sing at the end of the convention happens right in the Hilton Hotel lobby. It happens at 10 o'clock in the morning. We invite everybody to join us downstairs in the lobby and sing the convention away. It's a great opportunity to say goodbye to new friends and make plans for next year's convention, because believe it or not, we're already working on that. What else, Ev, do you want to
Check in at the Hilton.
check in?
Photo
Oh, okay.
and
So-
food. Food.
Oh, and food. All right, so let's talk about check-in at the Hilton. Here's the thing. Most of the individuals coming in, or any individual coming in for the quartet contest, is coming in early enough so that they can be at the convention center in their seats at noon. In order to do that, you need to get the bus from the hotel. The problem being the hotel won't have rooms ready for check-in on Friday until 4 p.m. So what we have is we have arrangements with the hotel to leave any of your luggage in a huge marked in a huge secure room behind the hotel lobby desk, so that you can drop your luggage and get the bus and come right on over to the convention center. So you don't have to worry about checking into your room before you come to the convention center. At 4 o'clock, your room will be ready. When you go back, you can pick up your luggage and get to your room. Additionally, this year, and this is new this year, if one of the members in your room who is registered for a room has a Hilton Honors number, you can let the hotel know. The hotel will already know that because we've collected that information from you, and the hotel will notify that individual directly when their room is ready. It's an electronic entry process. It's something that if you are at all, if you're a traveler at all, you're familiar with already. The hotel notifies you electronically by your cell phone when your room is ready. But I say to you again, and this is critical to my happiness, I guess, that you not try to check in before 4 p.m. because honestly, it's not going to happen. The hotel cannot flip that many rooms in time to make everybody happy. This is also probably a really good time to tell you that there are no more rooms left at the Hilton Hotel. There are no rooms left in our block, but there are no rooms left anyway. We are going to occupy all but 2 floors in the Hilton Hotel. Those 2 floors are generally for flight crews that have standing reservations. And so we have actually managed to reserve every room in the Hilton Hotel this year for our convention. And that's huge, and it makes us really happy. Certainly is great to have everybody in one place. So let's talk about food very briefly. Here's what we've learned over the years. I think this is our 10th year because of COVID. We were suspended for 2. There are very few food venues open on Friday evenings near the Hilton Hotel, and there are virtually none on Saturday. The reason for that is that this is a very structured business area. So the food venues are pretty much attuned to when businesses are open at the Capitol and locally. So they're not open on Saturdays, and they're generally not open late on Friday nights. So I can't encourage you strongly enough to make sure that you take advantage of the food offerings that the Hilton has. Specifically, if individuals come in on Thursday nights, they prepare a great boxed dinner that you can pick up on your way to your room, and that will take care of Thursday night. If you need a meal, our briefing to quartets and chorus coordinators is Thursday evening. So driving in late Thursday and then running to that meeting leaves you very little time to get anything to eat anywhere else. So there are box dinners available. On Friday night, there is a buffet that the restaurant serves. In fact, in their restaurant, it's a great meal. I've never heard anybody complain about the offerings. There are many, and they take care of pretty much any food need that you would have, regardless of what your specific dietary issues may be. That's a great meal. On Saturday mornings, most choruses have a joint breakfast with for their entire chorus. Those are assigned to single and separate rooms. So you have basically a private dining room for your breakfast and follow-up rehearsal on Saturdays. That is a buffet breakfast. I can't think of anything that you might want for breakfast that is not offered on that buffet. And on Saturday night, after the conclusion of the chorus contest, we move to the Show of Champions, which is a buffet dinner, and a banquet dinner, and basically we also have a show that includes the top 3 finishing choruses and the top 3 finishing quartets. And some other surprises always that evening. That is held jointly in the huge ballroom at the Hilton Hotel. There are usually 500 to 600 of us at that particular event, and one that I can only encourage you to attend because you never know what's going to happen.
And it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
And it is your opportunity to mingle and Barbara, do we know, I'm waiting to get the official list, but approximately how many people have registered for convention?
I don't have the list either, Evelyn. I'm still waiting for that, but I'm going to tell you without having that list in my hand that it looks like we've got 640 to 650.
Don't forget to talk about photos.
Hold on. Okay. Jeannie. Someone asked the question about, do we pick up our AEBs at the hotel or at the egg?
Okay, that's an easy answer. Your AEBs are all at the registration desk at the ESPCC. You can pick them up starting at 11 o'clock on Friday morning, and the registration desk will open again at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning, and that desk will be open from 11 a.m. to the conclusion of each contest. You should plan to pick up your own AEB. However, if you have a friend who has said, hey, I'll pick up yours, that's okay, but that friend is going to have to sign for it at the desk. Again, it's not a big deal, but that's where they will be. They'll be at the ESPCC.
Laura, exactly. I was just going to AEB, all events.
AEB, all events badge. So if you are a member of Region 15 and you have paid dues to the region that you probably paid through your chorus, you have actually paid for your all events badge, which is, do I have one? Yes. Look I have one right here. It's going to look something like this, and it's going to say, hey, my name is Barbara and I belong to the Spirit of Syracuse Chorus, and this is your ticket for getting on the bus. It's your ticket for getting into the event center. It may have a dot on it that says, hey, I've paid for the Saturday night Show of Champions banquet. There are a lot of things that your AEB, your all events badge, tells us about you. And it's also where people get to look and say, hi, Barbara, you're Barbara. That's right. I remember you. So if you're a member of Region 15, you've already paid for it, and it will be available to you at the registration desk at the ESPCC. Guests badges will be there as well if you have guests that have paid to attend the event. And single event tickets, by the way, are available as well, and they would be available at the registration desk at the ESPCC. And if you're somebody who might be taking advantage of that, I need to remind you or to make sure that you understand that it's a cash transaction only at that point for single event tickets. But if you're a member of the Region 15, you've already got one of these coming in your name. How's that, Ev?
Beautiful.
All right, photographs. I guess that's my last thing.
Yeah.
If you're singing in a quartet, you will have a special assigned time to have a professional photograph taken in the Hilton in a room behind the lobby desk. We will make sure that you get there. We'll make sure you know where it is. And there will be people there to guide you through that process. In fact, I should say to you that there are people who will guide you through all of this process all day long. Not only does my team assist in making sure that you get where you need to be and get there on time, but the assisting chorus, who this year is the Greater Nassau Chorus, will have team members throughout the pattern and throughout both the days to assist in getting anybody where they need to be. They're very knowledgeable and know what they need to do so that you have a successful day. So quartet's photos are taken in the Hilton by a professional photographer in the photography room. Chorus photos are taken on stage at the ESPCC. The same photographer is going to take those, but she is not going to take, she's going to take one post photo at the end of the your contest set, but she also is going to be taking candid photos throughout your performance. So you never know when you're going to show up in a photo. So, keep smiling. That's the best I can tell you there. All those photos and anything from the photographer will be available directly from her via a digital link that we will provide at the end of the contest. So no money changes hands with the region. The region doesn't do anything with your photo order. Your photo order will go directly through the photographer. Once we have the link that we'll publish, you'll be able to see all of the photos, whether they involve your chorus or quartet or not, and you'll be able to decide what size and what purchase you want to make with the photographer. That's that story.
Thank you, Barbara. And most of what Barbara said can be found not as eloquently, but in the supplement. So seriously.
And the supplement is coming. It's coming faster than you think. Jean Vecito is going to nod her head vigorously at me because she has been busy working on that, and we have been editing it for the last 2 or 3 days. Our goal is to get it published by the 16th, and I believe that we are going to meet that mark. And so every member of the region will see that document in your email in the next couple of days. So be watching for it. It's going to tell you things like what time you need to plan to be on stage, what time you need to plan to be at the photographer's room if you're singing in a quartet. That's Jean's area of expertise. All of that is next. And she is next. And all of that is scheduled. And this is something I should say to you. Everything that we do on contest day is scheduled to the minute. And there are people who have been doing this for a long time that will say, we have no idea how it works, but it works every time. So we are scheduled to the minute. So if you're scheduled with your chorus to be somewhere at 11:56, that's not a mistake. We expect that 11:56 you will be at a particular place and hit the mark, because probably at 12:06 you need to be someplace else in the pattern. So Ev, am I done?
You're done. Thank you, Barbara.
I love you all. I'll see you. Come,
Barbara. As long as
Say
you
hi.
and I talk after this event, the supplement is ready. It is actually ready with 2 exceptions that I need to talk to you about.
Perfect. We will get those done so we can
You
get
bet.
it out.
Thanks, Barb.
Ashlyn asked, is it Ashlyn? I don't know how to pronounce.
It is, you got it right.
Okay. She's asking, as someone who's very new and who learned about regional songs on this call, are there a couple you would recommend starting with? Yeah, many of us, I mean, I know Barbara's laughing because,
I would say for this particular event, if you know how we sang today, you will be very comfortable. As far at least as far as the mass sing on Friday goes, that is something that I know will be sung. I am not sure if there is a second one that's even going to be addressed for that sing. However,
Picking it up a notch.
yep. Go ahead. Anything else, Jean? Because they say
That's
a lot
what
of
friends are
stuff on
for. I would
Sundays.
also I would suggest this to the brand new people. You got enough to worry about in about 5 weeks. So if you go to the regional website, all of the regional songs are there, and I would urge you to print them out and bring them with you on Sunday so you can sing along with everybody else. I know that directors don't like you to read from paper, but this is an opportunity to sing with maybe 600 of your closest friends. And just because you don't know it, you should still be able to participate if you bring the sheet music with you.
And
but don't
often,
stress out.
no, definitely not at all. And one of the cool things too about the mass sing is that thing where someone goes, "What's your part? What's your part?" and then pushes you in front of someone you've never met before.
Yep.
It's like, just listen,
Yep.
just listen to them. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So there's a lot of that goes on. How we sang is probably the big one. Like if you wanted to have like one that's off page, like that would be the place I would say to put your energy or to listen in the car on the way up.
And we sing that one at the end of both contests, so that is
Yeah.
the one to learn.
Yeah. Official organizational song, etc.
Yes.
Thank you all so much. Really
You bet.
excited.
Welcome.
Welcome. We love new people.
And old people.
We like new people really a lot.
Thank you, Barbara. And without further ado, Miss Jeannie Vecito, our CC, our competition coordinator who oversees all contest activities.
No talking backstage.
Thank you, Alexis. That is my catchphrase for everyone. So am I unmuted? Am I good to go?
You're
Okay.
good.
Sorry about the hair that looks like that. Anyway, just so you know, we keep referring to Jean Vecito. That would be me. I will be the lady backstage with the clipboard telling everybody no talking backstage.
And where to go.
As Jen Hunter said, that's hard for some. We don't mean absolute silence. We mean be aware that people are performing, that things are going on, that you need to be mindful of that. People always come up to me and say, no talking backstage, but I actually have to do some talking while I'm there. But you should all know that I am an international appointee. I am recommended by the RCC, and I appreciate their faith in me year after year after year. This would actually be our 11th year at the ESPCC, but we missed 2 because of COVID. And then the international committee says, yes, she can do it. So these are the books I'm responsible to follow. Guidelines for Regional Conventions, Competition Handbook. Those are both from Sweet Adelines. They are available online. If you have nothing better to do, go read them and you'll see what we are really, really required to do. Then we do a convention handbook every year, which has a lot of information. It's fairly similar from year to year, but it lists this year's particulars. And what I'm working on right now is this is last year's quartet and chorus supplement. And it includes things like, you keep hearing about the pattern. And when she says 1156, don't laugh. That's actually on my pattern for Saffron's evaluation to leave the Hilton Hotel. So the pattern I don't know how to share, so let me just show you. The pattern means when you leave the Hilton, how long it takes to get from the bus to the ESPCC, what time you enter the dressing room, what time you leave the dressing room, how you wait 5 minutes backstage, and then you are on stage. Understand that these are very important to keep the pattern moving and to get the contest going, but we still are at the, I won't say the mercy of, but we are subject to making sure that the judges are finished. We actually have a signal system where the judges let us know they're ready for the next contestant, and then we start. And if we're 5 minutes off, oh well, it's because the judges need to do what they need to do. This year, they asked me to include 12 minutes per contestant instead of 11 because they were finding by the end of the contest, it was getting behind and behind and behind. So the contest will actually start at noon on both days. That is new for the quartet contest. We have started as late as 2, as late as 1:30 this year. It will begin at 12 o'clock. The pattern for the quartet contest, the pattern for the chorus contest, and the traffic pattern between the hotel and the ESPCC for the choruses will also be listed in there. I also allow the quartets to do a walk-on before their actual performance on Friday morning. We start them at 9:30. There will be 5 buses only for quartet competitors. Please look at the quartet walk-on schedule. There will be 5 on the first bus, 5 on the second bus, et cetera, et cetera. Then you will wait and you will actually go through the backstage pattern as a quartet. Friday night, we have chorus rehearsals. Every chorus has been assigned a room at either 8:30, which is also new. Last year, we started at 9. There were 2 sessions, one at 9 o'clock and one at 10 o'clock. This year, they will be at 8:30 and 9:30. If you are a dual member, there are some special considerations that I particularly have added this year. I used to do the Friday night rehearsals based on when your performance was. However, this year there are so many choruses that have dual members, yay, that I have worked it out that if you are in a dual member, you should be able to attend both of your rehearsals. So you may not be in the actual order of your appearance, but I felt it was more important for people to be able to attend both of those rehearsals. Something that's really special about Sweet Adelines is that you might notice on the pattern evaluation or open division. If there's nothing next to your name, you will be considered in the international division. That means your chorus or quartet is competing for a score that will make you eligible to compete in either the international contest, or if you're a small division A, which is a new number this year, that's 12 to 25 people singing on stage that particular day, not your total membership, but whoever actually competes with you. And division AA is now 26 to 50. So we have more in each division this year, and you will be competing for the opportunity to either be in the regular contest, the big international contest, or if you want to the top 5 highest scoring division A or division AA, you would be eligible for the Harmony Classic, which occurs the same week of international on Tuesday evening, and you perform an actual whole package 15-minute performance. The open division is eligible for choruses as well as quartets. We have no chorus open division contestants this year, but we have 3 quartets who are also eligible for the Monkey Wrench Audience Choice Award. Those 3, if you agree to be in the contest for the entire time, you may be given a ballot to vote for them. There were 100 ballots sent out for people entering the center, and then you vote for your favorite of those 3, and they will be given the Audience Choice Award. There is also a Monkey Wrench Award, which is sponsored by one of our open division competitors from a couple of years ago. In addition to that award, any quartet that was competing last year that has not changed more than 1 member, therefore 3 of you are still competing, 1 can be changed, are eligible for the Most Improved Quartet Award, which is a plaque as well as a lovely ribbon and medal sponsored by Repeat Offenders, a quartet from a couple of years ago who decided this was an important thing and they wanted to honor them. And I'm sorry my dog is barking, but I can't help that. Then at the end of each contest, there are awards given, medals and ribbons. The different divisions, the different divisions are AA and A. In AA, there are 1st through 3rd, and in A, there are 1st through 3rd. All people are asked to stand up, acknowledge, but first place in both divisions comes on stage, gets their award, and then sings 1 song for us. We then award the top 5 of the overall contest. So you may be one of those people who gets a Division A and an international award, Division A and an international award, or Most Improved. There is no score requirement for Most Improved. Just the people who score the highest number of improvement from last year will also get a Most Improved ribbon as well as a plaque. Okay, you heard Barbara and maybe Evelyn talk about the AC. That's the assistant chorus. It is typically last year's champion who is invited to perform that role. Greater Nassau has graciously accepted that role again this year. They help in the backstage pattern. They help in busing. They help with every single thing that Barbara talked about, what goes into this convention. So every single person who works for the RCC, the RMT, the AC, all these acronyms you're hearing all day, remember, we are all volunteers. We are not being paid to do this. We just love this region and we want to help. So please be patient. Please be kind. And our motto for the weekend is flexibility. We are always flexible if something has to be changed. If you are a member of the audience, please be quiet when someone is performing. There is absolutely no entrance or exit during a performer's set out of courtesy. There is a bunch of ladies sitting up in front. That is the judging panel, which Evelyn's going to talk about in a few minutes. And just be a good audience member. Cheer everyone. And my mother was a sweet Adeline for a long, long time. She always told me there are sweet Adelines and there are sweeter Adelines. So let's all be the sweeter Adelines. And if you have something to say about a chorus or a quartet, unless it's really, really glowing, keep it to yourself till you get back to your room, because you do not know who is listening. And you never want to be that person who said something maybe not quite so kind, or I don't really like this group and I don't want to listen. Please don't be that person. Please don't be that person. So I am also responsible for lighting, setting up the risers, audio, getting you your tapes, getting you your, I don't get you your score sheets. Evelyn does that. So that is me. And as far as I'm concerned, the ESPCC is my home away from home. If you want to find me on Thursday from about 8:30 or so until the briefing on Thursday night, that's where I will be. Friday, I am at the ESPCC all day, and Saturday, I am there from about 11 o'clock till the event is over. So that is where you'll find me. Everyone has my cell phone number. If you don't, it's 908-625-7183. It's in the handbook. It's in the supplement. It's everywhere. It is not always easy to get service at the ESPCC because of the concrete walls. So feel free to text me. Leave a message and I will get back to you as soon as I can. We actually have a little chat group among all the RCC people, particularly the busing and Barbara and Evelyn. And you may have heard me ask for your phone number or your quartet's phone number. It's imperative there. I will answer that question in a second, Rosella. Just hold on one second. I may have to communicate with you that the pattern is running behind, so we're going to hold you on the bus, so we're going to hold you at the hotel. The last thing I want is people to be standing around on concrete floor at the ESPCC. There will not be time for choruses to go on stage. We simply do not have enough time. With the exception of one director, welcome the new director of Evergreen, Butch. All of your directors have been on stage before. You will not have an opportunity to do that. Quartets do get a 3-minute walk-on, which doesn't sound like very much. It really is enough time. So if you have any questions about the onstage experience, the most important thing that I can tell you is do what you do at rehearsal and don't be afraid of the lights, and be prepared to have them come up very, very bright. You might want to shut your eyes and then open them up and just follow the directions of your director and all of the people who have been there before you. So after all of that, I do have a tendency to talk very fast. I'm sorry about that. I was a prosecutor for 20 years and talking is my business. Oh, audience members, thank you, Pat Miller. If you need to unwrap candy or a cough drop or something, that please try to do it before, have it ready, because it really makes much more noise than you think it does. Loud scrunching of plastic bottles. You may bring water into the ESPCC, but nothing else. There's going to be something new at the vendors this year, some kind of mocktails or something like that. You cannot bring them into the audience because we are not allowed to bring food. Cough drops, little candies, it's okay, but please do not bring food or beverages into the ESPCC. Anybody else? I think I covered everything I could think of. Oh, backstage pattern. When you get to the backstage, there will be a man sitting at a table with a headphone on in front of a monitor. That is my husband, Scott Russell, but everybody knows him as Mr. Vecito, and he may even have a sign that says Mr. Vecito. Backstage, he's in charge of putting you on the risers when you go on, all of that kind of stuff. I'm trying to learn that he really runs the stage, but that's hard for me as well. On the other side at stage right, you'll see Gail Van Vlack from Evergreen. That is the area right before you go up the ramp behind the stage, which is what you saw on the video this morning. Gail will be sitting there. She will have a headset, and there will also be tables there for your bags and things like that. And that is where you will put coats if you need one. If you need a coat, please wear it. We will get it where it needs to be. Quartets can leave their items there. Please do not bring full water bottles to put in those big bags. They are very, very heavy. What else? Oh, right behind Gail, there is a little area to put your costumes if you are a dual member. Please bring it on Friday, sometime in the morning, with your name and the name of the chorus that you are going to compete with second. So we know whose it is, so we know why it's there. And that is where you can change, so you do not have to miss your second chorus's performance. Sweet Adelines does not take into account the fact that you may be in two choruses, so you may be back to back. You may have one between you. You may be lucky and have an intermission between there, but we do make arrangements to have an area that you can change in and you can leave your costumes. All right. Evelyn, did I miss anything?
You did not.
Can I add something to it, though?
Absolutely.
Perfect. So Jean is very, very generous in offering up her cell phone number to everybody in the world. What I would say to you is this. If you truly have an issue in an emergency, certainly contact Jean. But if whatever it is that you have, if you have a question, if there's something that can be managed outside of Jean's purview, please find somebody with one of these on and talk to them about it. The message will get to Jean. Jean and Scott and Gail, who are managing stage, and myself are busy trying to put on for you the best show we possibly can, which means that we are constantly juggling issues that are things that impact us that are not of our own design. There are problems, there are things that come up, there are situations that happen throughout the show that we're trying to deal with. So if you don't actually really need to talk to Jean, find somebody with one of these and they will help you. Additionally, I want to make sure that you understand that there is a third individual who is very bossy and running between Jean and I. Her name is Lee. She is of the Liberty Oak Chorus. Lee is what we have decided to call the convention assistant. She has a clipboard. She walks really, really fast, and she will solve most problems before they get to Jean and I. So if you should see Lee and you need something, go ahead and grab her and ask her the question. Or on the other hand, if Lee comes to you or your chorus, your quartet or your chorus, and says, I need you to blah, 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 those words are a direct conversation from either Jean or I through Lee to you. So understand that she has as much authority backstage as either of us do. She's very busy, but she's also very good at what she does. So again, it's nice that Jean shares her phone number with everybody, but if somebody besides Jean can solve the problem that day, I encourage you to find somebody else, simply because Jean is running a show that is timed to the minute. And I can't emphasize that enough to anybody. Both of these contests are literally timed to the minute. So anyway, that's all I have.
Thank you for that, Barbara. So I would certainly not be able to solve a busing problem. I would certainly not be able to solve a housing problem. But on contest day, I am backstage and have my finger on everything. You may not get a response from me right away. So Barbara is right. Find Lee, find Barb. I am in the throes of making sure the contest is running and the judges are happy. With that, back to you, Evelyn.
And speaking of the judges, I wasn't actually going to talk about that, but Jeannie Vecito forced me to. So, right, forced me to speak. Yeah.
If anybody believes that, I have a bridge to sell you.
So in the video, Jeannie Visito has absolute control over the backstage. I've got absolute control over the pit area. Joking, but not joking.
Tell them what the pit is.
I will love you, girlfriend. In the video, Deanna Sargent pointed to the area below the stage and in front of that square. That is the pit area. There will be stanchions placed. You will not be allowed in the pit. You will not be allowed to take shortcuts from the upper levels to get to a seat in front through the pit. It is the area for the judges. What you will see is a platform. There will be 4 individuals sitting on that platform with 1 individual over on the side. Those are the 4 official panel judges: sound, music, expression, and visual communication, with the panel secretary sitting over to the side. The panel secretary will collate, be given all the score sheets and and collate all the information and put together in Excel spreadsheets the results of the contest, the scores. So you have the official panel, which consists of the 4 judges and the panel secretary. You also at times have sitting behind them what are called trial scorers. So they are judges in training. They are official candidate judges, except they have been accepted by the organization and are going through the process of learning to be judges. There are 4 of them this year for us. The other, you will see on either side of those platforms, myself and members of my team. So the official panel liaison, as I said, takes care of everything and anything that has to do with the judges. There is a person in the assistant chorus who does help with that. She is the aide to the OPL. You will also see sitting in front of the panel on the floor or next to the trial scorers, an individual who is titled a page. What they do is collect, once the judges make available the score sheets, she will collect them and give them to the panel secretary. Those pages are timing the contest. They are working hand in hand with the panel secretary as far as timing and collection of the score sheets. They are not, they're discouraged. They are not allowed to clap or to talk during the whole process. Let's see. The score sheet. So handing at the end of the contest, Jeannie Visito will make an announcement. Usually it is, they say 10 or 15 minutes after, but honestly, it's right after. The panel secretary, and usually I, will go out, we'll go out outside of meeting room 7 and hand you your score sheets. The director or the team leader are the only 2 that can collect those, and you have to sign for them. Yes,
I
Jean?
always wait a few minutes so that included in that envelope is your video of your performance. I wait until Chris Slack, our longtime audiovisual guy, prepares I think it's going to be a thumb drive this year. I don't think it's going to be an actual CD. And it goes into that for the quartets and the choruses. So the judges may be completely ready, and we're just waiting for Chris to get the final. So you will get your performance then as well. Some choruses, some quartets like to watch them immediately. Some wait till, the next rehearsal or whatever, but it will be made available to the person who is the contact for the quartet or the team leader or director for the chorus. Please do not try to get it if you are not one of those people. It will be made available through your chorus.
And be patient. Because at that point, with the quartets, we've got 25, 20, whatever number of quartets wanting to get their score sheets. If you do not pick them up, then they will be mailed to you.
Actually, sometimes I take them and give them to them at the banquet because I really don't want them to wait for it to be mailed. So please just wait. Don't leave the ESPCC if you are the person assigned to get your envelope. I have something to say. The person who specifically asked about whether you could go on stage as a chorus, if you are planning to be at the ESPCC for the quartet contest or any part of it, even if you can't get there for the whole thing, it's going to run until 6 o'clock. At the end of the quartet contest, the risers will be on stage for the Blue Notes chorus to perform. The Blue Notes are all former quartet or current quartet members who have earned first place in a Region 15 or a former Region 16, now part of Region 15 quartet. So you will see what the stage looks like with the large riser configuration on it. For those of you who don't know, I do permit 2 different riser configurations. The first one is risers without the piece in the middle, so that there's no flat section, and typically the smaller choruses go on this because they can hear each other better. We then have an intermission and we change the risers and add the rest of the sections. The Blue Notes chorus will be on the large riser configuration, which is a little bit farther back from the edge of the stage because it takes up more space. The smaller choruses get the benefit of being a little closer to the judges for their performances. So if you really want to see what the stage will look like when you are performing, make sure you get to the end of the quartet contest by about 5:30 or so. I mean, we do plan it to the minute. It doesn't always go to the minute. So at approximately that time, you would be able to come and see. The other question I saw someone ask was, can you get on the bus without your all events badge? To get over the first time, you will have to get on the bus because your all events badge is at the ESPCC. Isn't that correct, Evelyn? So yes, someone will know or check you off. You've all been assessed a $10 busing fee. We will make sure that we have a list of who's allowed to get on the buses. Audience members are not being charged that, so the worst thing you could do is get on an audience bus. Okay?
Kathy?
I do want to add to Jean's conversation, though, about risers on stage at the end of the quartet contest. Please understand that that is not an invitation to come onto the stage to see what it looks like from those risers. The stage is not available for everyone's use and examination. And you also are going to want to go get in line to get a bus to get back to the Hilton.
And hopefully you'll all be going to the wonderful buffet that the Hilton has and then off to your individual chorus rehearsals. And it's a very long day. So patience and flexibility are our motto for the weekend.
Another thing to let people know about the buses, and a lot of it depends on the weather and your own physical needs, is that the convention center is uphill from the hotels. So I, as a human, generally take a bus there and walk back. So there are different options available, but again, if it's gross out, you might just want to bus both ways. If it's beautiful and you really love the burn of an uphill walk, you can walk both ways. So I just like to let everyone know about that, so they are aware of it. It is within walking distance, but it is uphill there and downhill back.
However, as a competitor, you must arrive on a bus because the pattern starts at the top of the plaza. No one is allowed access to that except our busing system.
Correct.
It is actually the state of New York's building right there. Empire State Plaza is the Empire State New York building. So we are very fortunate that the state police have given us this permission. So do not try to get into the ESPCC without riding the bus as a competitor.
Kathy?
Hi there. My name is Kathy Cummings. I'm with the Jersey Harmony Chorus, all of 2 years. And I just want to thank everyone. This is so impressive, all of the work that you do. And I can certainly appreciate all the effort that goes into it. Someone just answered my question, which is at least to get over to the conference center, we can jump on the bus to start with. So thank you again so much.
You are more than welcome. And between now, let's say, and convention, if you all think of things that have been particularly helpful, this is the first year that we are doing this. So if there's information that was particularly helpful, or information that your chorus provides that is particularly helpful, or information that you would like in the future, please feel free to email me. Because when I say my thank you, Laura, I know you don't like to be thanked, but brainstorming with you and getting your ideas was very helpful for me in putting this together. It's been a lot of years since I've been a new member. So and a lot of years since I have been an audience member. So knowing what new members need, I am definitely open to it. And Deb, Barbara, Jeannie Visito, Alexis, thank you for all your help. And remember, I mean, have a joy-filled weekend. Enjoy yourselves. I'll get back to you, Sue. Okay. Have fun with your chorus and have fun with the region. Sue, sorry.
No, that's okay, Evelyn. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to ask, Alexa has recorded this. Hi, Alexa. And we're still dancing your dance. Thanks. So I just wanted to know, she said she recorded it, and I was just checking, will it be mailed out or emailed out to everybody in the region, or we can just grab it from somewhere?
Deb.
I can answer that. Yeah. What I do is take a link to the recording and put it on our website. So there's a document section, and in that document section is Meet with Evelyn. And basically the links to all the recordings are listed there. So as soon as I get the recording link, I will update the website.
Thank you so much.
I would also like to add, some of us forget what it's like to be a brand new person. This is actually my 45th year in Sweet Adelines, and I've been the competition coordinator for 11 of them. So thank you. I wasn't saying it for that reason. I was saying that because we often forget what it's like to be the newbie. You will have the most wonderful experience that weekend. Participate in everything you can. Understand that the money we are charging is not because we're trying to make money. It's because that's what it costs the hotel to put on our banquet, to put on our breakfast, to put on our buffet. All of the things that we do, we have learned over the years that there simply isn't time to go out for breakfast on contest day. There isn't time to go out to dinner if you want to get to the Show of Champions. I mean, you can make it happen, but you're probably going to miss the end of the contest. And wouldn't that be a shame? So we also have, I'm going to put in my plug for Barbara, we also have food and beverage requirements in order to meet our quotas at both the ESPCC and the hotel. All those meeting rooms that we're using, where you have your breakfast, where we have our banquet, where everything, it's because we support the hotel in this way. Room nights, we have a certain number we have to provide, if that's the right word. We have to fill a certain number of rooms. We filled every single one this year, so hooray for us. We have to sell so much food and beverage. Unfortunately, those of us who like to partake of alcoholic beverages, that does not get included, but please feel free to do one after your contest. Anyway, it's really a fun weekend. My goal is to make sure you all have the most wonderful experience on stage. I try to greet every single person backstage. I'm the lady with the red hair on the clipboard telling you to be quiet, but if I say hello to you, it's because I want to say hello to you. Okay?
I think on that note, just reinforcing the 2025 convention theme is United in Song. Together we're strong. So let's just get ourselves there and have a good time and cheer each other on. Thank you,
One
everyone.
more plug, since Pam's not here. We have a fantastic program put together by Pam. Please consider putting in a shout out or some kind of an in memoriam, something, all of those ads help to pay for that program. She's not here to plug it, so I'm going to do it for her.
Absolutely fabulous meeting. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you, everyone. Look forward to seeing you all soon.
Evelyn.